Destiny 2. Bungie has been at sea sailing this ship for years now and have had some pretty big success. After the conclusion of the game's most important expansion, the Final Shape, things have been up in the air. As we wait for Frontiers next year, the game has fallen into a semi-stale state with episodic content that is more of the same. Today we discuss 10 plus things that would fix or improve Destiny right now. Leave your own in the comments below. So I came across a post by Caliber Shackles on the Destiny the Game subreddit. It mentions things that could be implemented to improve the state of the game. Now there's always big changes that can be made. For example, Frontiers will have a Metroidvania style layout for the new destination and non-linear storytelling. But that of course is a while away and will take more time. The changes mentioned in this video are things that could improve the game relatively quickly. Most of the comments here actually are pretty good, and if the community has these good ideas, why not broadcast their voices even further in the hopes that maybe some of these things will be implemented. So credit to Caliber and the users whose handles will appear on screen, and comment your changes below. Revert engram cost changes for playlist gear. If you weren't aware, it currently costs 3 engrams to focus old playlist weapons. 1 for current seasonal weapons, and 5 for nightfalls. So that's already a lot after the changes from I believe last year, but the engrams don't drop too often either, and the cost just makes it worse. The community has been angry about this for a long time. There's tons of different posts on it. And sure, Zerg can assist give you some of those engrams and double nightfalls help, but players want some changes with these focusing options and at least a response from Bungie. Revenant has shiny weapons like Into the Light. Well, kinda. But you may not have even noticed because they barely drop. Sure, that could be part of the fun if it's super rare, making it feel worth it when you finally get one to drop, but some people don't even know they exist. Now these don't appear shiny like the Into the Light ones unfortunately, visually, but they have the same idea with the double perks and they drop from Onslaught. Wave 30 and onward chests have a chance to drop these weapons. Hopefully this percentage gets bumped up in the future.
Yeah, and we also have for the rewards side, starting on wave 30, set 3, players will have a small chance to get a fully masterwork double perked episodic weapon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and on expert, like we're playing, if you remember the bonus chest on harder difficulties will show up. So if you're playing on expert, you have 2 chances.
Okay, all right. So really make sure you're pushing through those final levels. Try and hit that ceiling of level 50 so you can really facilitate the loot grind as much as you can.
100%.
I made a video about this next one recently, and you know what, this could change a lot. I want old loot like Dreg's Promise, but clearly that's not going to happen. So why not what Sigma Entropy says? Give us double loot in Contest of Elders. Throw in all seasonal weapons and give us some of the materials needed to enhance them, like more alloys. Tomb is a decently fun activity as a change from the original Arena Prison of Elders, but if there's no loot to chase, what exactly is the point? If you're not going to bring back a fan favorite community mode with some of the fan favorite items from the past, at least make some changes to spruce it up and make it a bit more fun. Not sure what the overall stance on this next one is, but let us know in the comments. Players want to craft seasonal weapons again. Bungie changed this for Revenant and Heresy, having players farm the seasonal activities for these weapons instead. That could work, but rewind the video about 30 seconds ago and we see the other side, complaints from activities like Tomb of the Elders, where even some of these weapons are earnable, but players still don't want to play it. Bungie introduced crafting just to take it away in some aspects. Now this comment also mentioned the max power increase by 10. I'm sure some hardcore players enjoy this going for their pinnacles, but if I'm being honest, I don't think I've completed one since Revenant released. Lord of the Bushes talks about removing transmog limits or allowing infinite transmog bounty purchases. The current system isn't the worst it can be, but clearly is tailored towards players using silver and real-life money to buy additional synthweaves for transmog. One of the coolest aspects of this game is Guardian Fashion. When I'm not out there slaying monsters, completing different activities, I could sit there for hours trying to create different looks. Removing the limit wouldn't impact gameplay and bring tons of people back, but it would be a nice quality of life change. Caliber themselves says in their post, make artifact selections save with your loadouts. Currently, if you change your loadout, you'll need to completely switch around your artifact perks for that build if you want, which isn't too hard, but if it was as simple as loadouts, the swapping would be seamless. This would mess with your loadouts when new episodes or seasons release in the future as the artifacts change, but it would be a nice feature for the time being. This one is more long-term in a sense and kind of a personal choice. But I would rather have content unfold week after week than an entire act at once. Now this is mainly for story reasons. It doesn't really do the story justice to have a big payoff answering 5 questions in the span of an hour of gameplay, or not even answering some of them at all. Think back to Echoes, we finally encounter Maya Sundaresh and she just floats away in this pool.
I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.
She escaped.
While we do see the sort of lack of content when an act is released at once, it definitely makes the droughts feel longer rather than waiting say 3 weeks after a couple of weeks of content. This one is a big point of debate, but let me know your thoughts. Should Bungie keep this act releasing at once aspect moving into Heresy, or should it move back to the way Echoes did it? Halo Infinite does this next one, and it's a great feature. Let people progress old season passes, says Davey Aim 45. This would instantly remove some of that fear of missing out. Sometimes players want to take a break from Destiny, sometimes they are forced to for life reasons. What if they can come back, jump into a season pass from say a year ago and just earn that gear? I see why Bungie removes some seasonal activities, but this is completely different. It's just like an armor set. And even if they have to charge for it, I'm sure people would pay to play some of those old season passes as well, giving them money and also giving the players what they want. In Halo Infinite, you can select any season pass you want and grind through all that gear. To me, this seems like a perfect fit for Destiny 2. Overall loot. Tomb of the Elders isn't the only issue this stems from. I think it's a big chunk of the game currently. You can grind for hours in activities like the playlist, Onslaught, Tomb of the Elders, and get nothing worth your time. I'm not sure what the solution is. Is it double rewards, double perks? Is it adding completely new loot or old loot to the pool? But this is the biggest driving incentive. Players want to play to get loot. If there's no loot, why play? And we wonder why some of the player numbers are down. This may seem small, but bug fixes. Not sure about you, but as of late it seems there's a lot more bugs in the game. In Festival, Eerie engrams weren't even dropping, and Eva had a quest from an entirely different event in her inventory. Because of weird drops, Bungie just gave away god rolls at Banshee. I'm not sure if this is because of the layoffs or just a part of the usual release process fixing some bugs, but clearing some of these would be nice. So let us know your features or changes that could improve Destiny in the short term. I also want to state that most of us here are not game developers. Players don't really know what it takes to even implement the smallest of changes to games, especially with a monster like Destiny and the Tiger engine. So while I do want some of these changes too, it's not as simple as calling Bungie lazy because they won't change certain things. But from our perspective, let's just hope the game improves as we move on through episodes and to new frontiers. Anyway, Guardians, if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.